Hello and welcome back. That's right. It's St. Patrick's Day. We're here rocking it. You know how it goes. Look, for anybody who is looking for this shirt, there is one in my shop. It just doesn't look just like this because this is custom made by the wife. But hey, look, otherwise, this is CyberWarriorStudios. It's Security Happy Hour. It's St. Patrick's Day and it's Freya's Day. So we are here to spread love, have some drinks, and have a great time. And I got an amazing guest in the house. He got more kids than me. So we got some talking to do, and we're going to figure this out. Otherwise, look, hey, y'all know how it is. I'll be back here in a second. And I'm back with my amazing guest, Nigel Johnson. Now, here's the thing. Nigel, a fellow U.S. Army veteran, a father, and I'm going to put this shit out there just so people know, of 7 kids. He got me beat. I got 5. This man got 7. I don't know how he do it, but, you know, I do it because my wife takes care of him. I ain't going to lie. She the real one, not me. And he's a cybersecurity student. So we got a lot to talk about because 7 kids, Army veteran, I'm sure you're still working, and you're a student. So we got a lot to discuss tonight, Nigel. How you doing, brother?
Sure. I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here.
Dude, I'm glad to have you here. As people know who have tuned into the show every week, guess what? It's all about bringing new people in. It's all about doing the big things and y'all making a name for yourself. Look, I already got a name for myself. People already know the Cyber Warrior. They got to know Nigel. So, Nigel, give them a rundown, man. Who are you?
Well, first and foremost, you know, I'm a husband of a lot of years. Young guy, 30 years old, married my high school sweetheart. Like Derek said, we do have 7 children. Well, we proclaiming it. You know, we're on the home stretch of our twin daughters being born. I'm a former 82nd Airborne paratrooper.
I'm sorry. Like 82nd Airborne. God, I'm sorry. I was at Fort Bragg. That's why I say that. I know. I was third. I was 3rd Battalion in the PSYOP group, so I know what it is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but I'm a student. I'm a student of life. I don't want to, you know, say that I'm just a student of cybersecurity. I'm a student of life. I've been down many, many, many different, you know, avenues, career-wise, religion-wise, like different types of things. I'm a student of life, so I love life. I'm larger than life. You know, I'm that type of guy. I'm an outgoing person. You know, personality as well. Yeah, that's me.
That's Nigel in a nutshell. I love it though, because you know what? You said it right. And being a student of life is really the key to success in life because you got to learn from everyone and everything around you. And if you refuse to do that, if you're not open-minded, then it really diminishes the capability of what you can learn. And so even discussing things, you know, before we went on air, you know, that's very important. And so I want to get into the cybersecurity discussion. I do want to talk about networking and the things that we said we were going to do. But first and foremost, I do want to discuss, because I think it is very important for people to understand, is your hair and kind of that growth for you and what that means to you. And I think it'll give people a better idea of who we are as human beings and why stuff like this is so important.
Absolutely. So for me, it was more, it wasn't a trend thing. It was more of a journey. For me, my hair represents patience, you know, time. I have a favorite lock is what I call it. I have a favorite lock in my hair. It's the same, you know, this one right here. I grab it every time. That's my lock right here. This is my favorite lock. But when I first started my lock journey, I bleached the tips. It was just about this long. As far as it'll go, it's about that long. And for me, what it meant is that as my natural color hair grew out, that for me being in the place that I was in at that time, it meant that I was still alive, that I was still living. I did it also with my fingernails, and I still do it with my fingernails. My hair has grown like way out now, so I know it's growing, but with my fingernails, I cut them every so often. And what it does for me personally is it just tells me, you know, that you're still alive. I still have opportunity to do something. You know, I'm not where I want to be in life, but every time I see that there's growth in areas of my body, then I know that I have an opportunity to, go out and do something. So that's kind of, how my thing is with my locks. I love them. They teach me patience because it took a long time for them to get to this level. They used to look like this. It was this at one point. That's what it was. So I was
He
like,
didn't even throw it. He just locked it out like
yeah,
right
that's
here.
it.
Like,
So
we're just gonna go with it.
yeah, but now, man, it just goes to show, man, if you are patient, in due time, things will happen. But you got to be sowing that seed as well. That I'm big on that. I made sure I took care of my hair. I may not get a retwist all the time, but I oil it, I wash it, I keep it, in the sun, and I keep low vibrational things away from my hair. For people that know about locks, you know what I mean. But yeah.
but that low vibrational, and for anybody who is more on a spiritual path, they understand that, because that low vibrations, that's that negativity. That's that people that are going to do damage to your spirit, your soul, whatever you believe. And that's very important, especially to us in cybersecurity that burn out and just go, like, we burn both ends of the candle. Like it just never ends. When you surround yourself with that negativity, it can do damage physically as well as mentally and spiritually. So again, for anybody who doesn't understand vibration effects, please look it up. There's high vibration and low vibration. If you're not in the middle or at that high vibration aspect of the people you surround yourself with, you need to get a new crowd, because those low vibrational people, don't be around them. That negativity is not for you at all.
At all.
At all. So I just want to put that out there, because you're right, that you got to be around people that give you that positivity and that patience for our field and for life and what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So on that note, though, I want to talk about networking, as that was one of the primary topics that we put at the top. And actually, I want to talk about that, but at the same time, when you talk about patience, the beard is the same way. So, and
absolutely.
I know JJ Davey, he my boy. He takes great care of his beard. I try to take great care of mine, and I follow some people on Instagram to do the same thing. Women, look, I can't touch your hair. I'm sorry. My wife and I'm sorry, Andrea, because I've seen Andrea's hair, man. She's on point. Mrs. Tarver, I know she's on point also. I saw her purple hair. Look, people got to understand, self-care takes patience and it takes time. If you don't have that self-care, like, get it, because taking care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything is vital. Just saying. So let's talk about networking, though, and that high vibration, that people you surround yourself with and network with. What has networking meant to you so far on your journey?
Man, it's everything. 100% everything. Networking has literally put me at like the most focused point of my life, like since I was trying to train to try out for the NFL back in 2014. But it's pivotal. It's very important to have not just a network, but you have to have the network that works for you. For me, the network that works for me is where I'm not the smartest guy in the network. You know what I mean? Like I at a point in time where I grew up, I had a different mentality than a lot of people. So I was what you would consider the smartest guy in the room at a lot of times. But that didn't get me very far. It only got me, but so far. I had a great, from high school to being a great athlete, getting to play college football and getting a personal trainer to try to train to go to the NFL, up until I went to the military. All of that was great. I had a great network of people around me, but I didn't know what I wanted. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like football was far-fetched by that time, but I still had it. That's all I grew up on. So that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted to do was play football. But
I was the nerdy jock. I get it, man. I played sports my entire life up until college. So I got you, homie. I know what you mean.
So when that window closed, it was left for me to say, all right, what else is there for me to do? And at that point in time, I realized that's why I say not all just network, but the network. The people that was around me for football was no longer around me after I decided to take a different route. So I had to figure out now by myself, you know, what type of people do I need around me in order for me to get to where I need to go. And I was young at that time, so I didn't really know, you know, who to reach out to, what, you know, direction to go into. That's when I became a student of life, started exploring different, you know, avenues, and I figured it out. You want to be in a room where you're not the smartest guy and where you have like-minded individuals, depending on what it is that you're doing. And like I said, I've done a lot of different things. One of the biggest things that I've done was sales. When I got into sales, that really taught me about networking, getting in different rooms with different people, sitting down with different people in different tax brackets, understanding, you know, I have to present myself a certain way when I go into a certain room to speak to a certain person, you know, and just those type of things really kind of helped me build the perfect network for me. And now I can't even say, like, it's literally a loss of words to where, like, the network that I've created now, it's nothing short of amazing, immaculate. Like, I'm giving other people references. I'm able to reference other people to other people because of the network that I've been able to create. So networking is very important, man. It's very important.
It is. And the way I see it, and we talk about this very frequently on this show, is the importance of that network. Let's take, for instance, a friend of mine. A friend of mine put out there, hey, I was laid off, I need a job. Now, she's been on the show. She's been in sales. I am very big on my network. I'm very big on the people I interact with. And many of the people I interact with are like VPs and CTOs and CEOs and CISOs. I'm not in that position. But when I was getting out of the Army, those are the people I connected with. Those are the people I talked to. And so as soon as I saw this, I was like, hey, can you, I literally tagged people that I knew were like in the market or could potentially know someone that could hire this person. And literally within minutes, she had 2 different people like, hey, I'm reaching out. I got you. Like, wow. This is what I mean by networking is you can't be afraid. And I think in our industry, or at least in our society, and I've talked about it to a few people about this, is we are so hell-bent on isolating ourselves and just being with those that look like us that we refuse to understand that networking is everything, and you network with everybody. I don't give a damn what you look like. I don't give a damn who you are. If you could sit there and when I need it, I know you'll be there for me, I'm going to talk to you. Because guess what? We're going to develop this rapport and we're going to connect. And I guarantee you in cybersecurity, there's people out there that'll back you 110% no matter what. You bring something to the table.
See that? That's what. Sorry to cut you off, but man, this last month, like I'm telling you, man, it's you've seen the post. I'm still at a loss for words because I didn't have that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have it. And for me to just make a post and I reactivated my social media. So if you go back, I
saw that you finally connected with me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I got you, homie.
So if you go through a lot of my posts, a lot of my videos, a lot of my shorts, you will see that a lot of the content, a lot of times I was sharing people's stuff. You know, I'm commenting on a lot of people's stuff. I'm doing a lot of supporting of other people. That's me. That's in my nature. I love supporting people. But it was to the point to where once I got rid of my social media and was focused on me, when I say it's been over 3 months since I got on social media, and I can probably count on one hand how many people even knew or cared to reach out and say, bro, I ain't seen you on social media in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Yep. None. So for you guys at the point that where I was at, I mean, in a dark place, man, I'm like in a dark place. For it to happen the way it happened, for me, I wasn't expecting that. The only thing I was doing was supporting somebody, which was Mr. Ian Neal. He
Yep.
reached out and offered me that opportunity, and it was, for me, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. So I thought for myself, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share this post, and let the people know about the story on how this led up. And when I say, like, it was crazy, I was like, what? It's really people out here like this? Yeah, man, it's been awesome.
And that's why I get aggravated when people isolate themselves. I do. I get mad when people isolate themselves to a certain group or a certain like area. It's like, you've got to understand that there are people out there that will go to bat for you all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in the right, if you're trying to do good things, if you're positive, if you're upbeat, if you're motivated, if you're, if you're passionate. I have gone to bat right now. Andrea Myler, who is in the chat, because I love her and she's always here for me now.
Yeah.
She's put out multiple posts sharing jobs, sharing free learning resources and everything. And people have come at her like, why are you sharing jobs? Like, why are you doing this? Because it means something to her and you're helping the goddamn community. Like,
Yep.
why attack someone that's helping the community? And me and her discussed this. And I love Andrea to death. Like, she's been on this show, and I ain't gonna lie, as soon as someone has a position for her, I'll be the first one to send it to her because she deserves it. And
Yeah.
she's sitting there learning and growing it. I do the same thing for you, Nigel, and the same thing for anybody else. Because here's the thing: if you have a passion and a love for what you're doing, that's what matters. And I see that in what you've been doing. I see that in Andrea. I see that in Mrs. Tarver. And she gonna get mad at me because I don't call her by her first name no more. But I see that in these people. And I want people to realize that these newcomers to industry may not have IT experience. And don't get me wrong, I'm the first one to tell you should probably have foundations of IT. Doesn't mean you have to work that job. But if I talk to you and you tell me you've built labs, you've done this, this, and this, guess what? We're going to talk because I can get you into entry-level cyber. Because if you've done these things on your free time, dude, I can get you into cyber as an analyst because now you know operating systems and networking because you do it on your own. So very important. And I love the way you talk about networking because you cut Twitter and Instagram and solely focused on LinkedIn.
That's it.
And it's done wonders for you because I would not have heard about you if somebody didn't tag you.
Yep.
You were the first one tagged, homie. Like, it was you. They was like, hey, you got to get Nigel on here. Who's Nigel? Let's find out. Army vet, father of 7, cybersecurity student. Bet, let's go. Nigel, you want on? Let's go. Let's do it.
Man, and that means a lot to me, man. When I say I'm a very humble, I show gratitude, I show homage. I'm that guy, man, because I do so much from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, if people gave me back all the things and the monetary things and the support that I've given out from just one person, I'd be rich. I would have never been homeless. I would have been able to pay off everything on my credit that everybody kept saying.
You and me too. You and me both, homie.
You know,
like, I'm feeling it.
But
I've done that too many times.
It's all from here, man. And I never look for anything in return. I really do it because I care about people. That's it. I just care about people.
I got my boy Jason Albertson in the chat. My boy Jay, I know where he works. Me and him work together. Look, here's the thing. Coming up, I was a bouncer. I literally worked security at a country bar. I met my boy Jay. He's a DJ and he works in help desk. I want him to get his big break. I still need his ass to get on the damn show, but it's one of those things where I look.
His name's Jason.
Jason Albertson. I don't give a
get on the show, Jason. Where you at, man? Get on the show.
Shit, we'll get him out there. But he doesn't really do cybersecurity. He likes UI and UX design, which is fine. It's still IT. It still falls into the realm of the shit we do, homie.
Yep.
But I look at this and I look at networking and I'm like, dude, like, you meet the right people and they're going to help you out. And people like to equate it to handouts, but it's not a handout. It's someone going to bat for you and saying they deserve it. And I'm the type of person when I was getting out of the Army, and Nigel, I'm sure you've kind of looked at things the same way, where I'm gonna connect with people and see like what's out there, who's out there, who can I connect with, that if I'm looking for work, I can sit there and be like, I know this person. Hey, look, I'm looking for a job. You hiring? I'll apply. I'll do everything that's necessary. I just need to know, like, are you hiring? Yeah, cool. Bet. I'm gonna apply. I apply just so you're aware. Like that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with the ATS systems, with the way shit works, you need to do that. You need to. I will show up for 10,000 viewers. Homie, get bent. I'm still working on that, all right? I ain't even got 10,000 subscribers yet. Start sharing this shit. Maybe we'll get there. I'm waiting for moms to chime in.
On LinkedIn, you do, don't it? It said you got on
I don't know,
LinkedIn,
man. I see 6 up here on StreamYard, but I've got more than 6. I know that. It just doesn't give me all the numbers because all the APIs are different. I can't even talk to LinkedIn. Like, that's the sad part. I can see what they say. I just can't chat with them. LinkedIn's API is jacked up. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's talk a little more, though, because networking is important. But, you know, there was something else you mentioned that is vitally important. And I've talked about it on Walk With Me. For anybody who don't know, I got a podcast called Walk With Me. Feel free to listen on YouTube or any major podcast platform. But you talked about goals, and goals are vital for your success in life. So let's talk about goals. Let's talk about your goals. What have goals done for you?
In the past, nothing. Because the goals that I would set, they were neither written down nor did they have a timestamp on them. As of recently, I set some goals. I wrote them down. Not only did I write them down, I put an expiration date on it. So having a goal without an expiration date, to me, is just merely a dream. All right. And you're just waiting to wake up. So for me, now I have a new light. My light shines brighter than any darkness. In any darkness, it will shine because the goals that I have are very attainable. I can see them every single day. And I know when they'll be accomplished. And I've been knocking out goals and it's been making me feel so good. Like, it's been crazy. Like, one of the goals that I had back in like September, I said, hey, look, I'm gonna go back to school in January. But in that time though, I'm studying for my license. So I have right now I'm in sales. I love sales. That's all I've been doing. I have my auto, home, I have life and health insurance licenses. Now I was studying all for this in 1 year. Like I got all of these in 1 year. My life and health, I just got back in. I took my test in like early January, but I was studying for this around this time. So in this time, I'm like, shoot, I need to accomplish getting my license, getting back enrolled in school, and graduating this time around. So I said, okay, what can I get rid of to limit, you know, the amount of distractions that I have so that I can focus on what I want to focus on. So I stopped doing the social media. I'm like, okay, I am on social media. And although I wasn't doing nothing crazy, it's not generating anything for me. It's not motivating me because, like I said, I'm doing a lot of supporting on my social media platform, but I'm not getting a lot of support back. So, you know, not that I cared that I didn't get support back, but it was like, okay, so what are you doing this for at this point? You know what I mean? Like I'm homeless. Yes, at that time I'm homeless. Like, and not homeless for me, I'm not poor. I'm homeless, meaning I couldn't get into a place. People look at my credit and they're like, yeah, I don't really like what I see on there. Deny. So in the meantime, mind you, I have kids. I have a lot of children. I have a wife that depends on me. So a lot of my income, I'm spending on hotels. I'm spending driving different places. We're eating out every single day because I don't want to pay $1,000 a week to stay in the hotel, and then I have to buy food, and then we cooking and, it's a lot. So I ended up doing that. But at that time, you can imagine, like, my mind's just running 1,000 miles per minute. So I'm like, I need to do something. I need to do something. I've taken the cybersecurity boot camp. I did it for 6 months, but it was at the wrong time for me. It was at the wrong time. My mind wasn't there. So I ended up, I went through the entire camp. And then I got sick. It was 2020. COVID came around. I had got a job. It was kind of like one of them jobs where, like, you get your foot in the door type deals. I was working at Curvature IT company, and but I was working in sales. And what I was doing, I was studying for my Security Plus at that point in time.
Okay.
And when it came around to it, COVID happened. Now, when COVID happened, they tried to send everybody to remote. Now, mind you, this is a company that never did anything remote. So, and I'm new at the company. So I ended up, long story short, they ended up letting me go. That year, I almost died. Like, I was on the brink of, like, literally, like, death. Like, I was in the hospital for weeks trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I went from 198 pounds to 169 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad. That year was, like, terrible. I don't need to. I guess I could. I don't know how much time we got, but I ended up having.
We got time. It's my show. I don't give a goddamn.
I ended up having rhabdo. I ended up having hepatitis, salmonella. I had Bell's palsy, and the flu all in 1 year. Like, it crumbled me. Like, it literally crumbled me. I was at a dark place. Mind you, I have children. I have a wife. They are dependent on me. So I didn't make an excuse. Maybe I'm not where I want to be, but I need to do something to make sure that my kids got food. I need to do something to make sure that my wife is taken care of. I need to make sure I need to do something to put a roof over our head. I started doing all kind of stuff. I was mounting TVs. I was doing DoorDash. I was doing, any and everything to make sure I get a dollar to put it, food on the table and a roof over our head. We stand, with people, and you can't, a family like mine, like, my kids are very well maintenance. They're very well mannered, very respectable and disciplined children. Right. So we're not really a burden on people, but it's 7 of us. You know what I mean? So,
but I feel that I've lived with my mother-in-law. You still feel like a burden because
exactly, and that's,
you got 7 people in a house on top of the people that live there. You're kind of like, I need to roll out, homie. I can't.
Right.
Let me just
so that's where I was saying my dreams, my goals wasn't really goals. They was just dreams. Like, I couldn't. It wasn't written down. It wasn't a timestamp on it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. It'll happen soon. But I wasn't really. It was like the saying that say, faith without works is dead. So pretty much I had the faith that I could be something, but I didn't have the work ethic that was behind it. So now I have the goals set for all of my goals. So the goals I've accomplished so far, I got my certifications, I got my license, I got back in school. I finished my first term at the University of Maryland Global Campus. Got a 3.5 GPA. I put up on my post, I meant to do an update. I was proclaiming my A's, but my teacher was super critical. She was super critical, which I appreciate. She didn't just grade it because of, who I am and what I was going through. She graded it accordingly. And I ended up getting a high B on my last project.
Oh man.
Got a high B, but I ended the term with a 3.5. So I'm not all the way upset. But one of my goals was to get enrolled in school, get my license in life and health insurance. It was also to graduate. One of my goals is to graduate. I want to be into an internship or my first IT gig before 2023 ends. I want to get certified. Right now I'm in my A+ class right now, my Network Plus, and I'm going through Ian Neal's 12-week security boot camp that I hope to get my Security Plus in as well. So I'm doing all of that right now. But like I said, my focus is pinpoint. and it's straight line tunnel vision. I don't have any distractions at this point in time. A lot of people that say, "Oh well, you got 7 kids and all that." My children are good. We're in a home now. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to worry about that. We're in the home now. My kids are great. They're great now. I can focus. I have income coming in. I do work in the insurance industry, but I'm able to manage my life accordingly to where I can focus on all of these courses that I'm taking and all of my goals that I'm about to accomplish just in 2023.
That's awesome. So you touched on a few things that I've talked about, and I'm gonna say it again. And KevTech ain't here to make me drink, even though I'm gonna drink anyways, on my Walk With Me podcast, and that's your goals and planning. Because again, and anyone who's watched any of my content knows, a goal without a deadline, a goal without any type of date is just a dream. And if you don't bring those dreams into fruition, if you don't write them down, if you don't plan them out, if you don't execute on them, then it's a dream. And eventually it turns into a nightmare because you get frustrated that you haven't accomplished it. And so that is vital to success. Now, I got a board, my whiteboard over there. So I want to say it was December. It looks like, December of last year, I hit 1,000 downloads on my Walk With Me podcast. My goal was for March 1st of this year because I wanted to beat another 1,000 by a month. I didn't get March 1st. It didn't happen to 2,000 downloads until last night. But I still had that goal. I still promoted it. I still did these things. And so I still beat that 4-month mark. Not by much, but I did beat it. But again, it's all about writing it down and bringing it to reality. And if you don't write things down, and my thing is you write 3 to 5 goals every day. So you should have daily goals, weekly goals. You can go monthly, but sometimes you skip monthly and go yearly or 6 months or whatever. But you should write them down. And then if you realize that your life has changed a little bit, maybe your goals have changed, or maybe, hey, I didn't accomplish this, let's shift it to the next day because I was only able to accomplish these. And the funny thing is, I got that from Stoke Freeze. So if anybody don't know him, look him up on LinkedIn or guess what? Twitter or anywhere else. My man does bug bounties, and he taught me that, where you do 3 to 5 goals every day, you rate them down. What you don't accomplish, you shift to the next day and you reprioritize and you figure out what things are going on. The fact that you have given yourself deadlines shows that this is important to you, and I am going to accomplish this. I am going to make this happen. And as Andrea would say, you manifest it and you do it.
Yes.
And that's how it needs to be. If you don't give yourself these deadlines, if you don't give yourself what do they call it? A date, then it's never going to happen. You're going to keep putting it off.
Yep.
And that is why anything I've done that is vital to me, I give myself a date to get it done. Because even if I do it last minute, I'm still going to get it done at that time. But I know I have set a date. It has to be done by now. And you have to do that. Because if your goals have no expiration, you're just going to keep going.
Yep.
You're just going to keep putting it off. You haven't given yourself a deadline. So it's important. I love the fact that you talked about that because you're right. Your goals were just dreams.
That's it.
And you can keep dreaming, homie. Just keep dreaming. And it ain't going to happen. But the fact that right now you have a roof over your head, your kids are taken care of, your wife's taken care of, and you're doing big things and trying to make big things happen, dude, I got all the respect in the world for you because as a father of 5 myself with a wife, a family of 7 ain't no easy feat, homie. And you about to be a family of 9 here coming up. 8, 7 kids, 8. No, family of 9. I was right. Yep. So good luck. I hope you find a leprechaun that just kind of sits on your shoulder and gives you good luck because that ain't easy, especially in this economy. Oh, yeah. I could barely get by with 5, let alone 7. I hope your wife's breastfeeding because formula's expensive as shit too.
Yeah, she does.
So it's just one of those things, man, and it's crazy because when you look at it, you're doing so many amazing things. So this is what I want you to do, and we got one more topic, at least one more topic, if not more, because we're just going to keep fucking going until I decide to stop. But I want you to stay connected with me. And should you start looking for cybersecurity roles, internships, or whatever, between me and Andrea puts out more than I do. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to jobs and internships, she finds them all.
Oh yeah, she's great. She sent me some already.
Right.
Yeah,
So I want you to find something, because when the time comes that I can hire or find a way to hire juniors and people like that, it's the people that have showed passion, been on the show and made a name for themselves. Those are the people I look for. Those are the people I look at. The ones that are like, you know what? I got something to offer. The ones that have confidence in themselves. And for anybody watching right now that may be in a position to hire, if you're not looking at Andrea, Nigel, Misha, who is in the comments, and Misha has actually put a few posts out on LinkedIn as well. Michelle Malcolm, in case you're wondering, look, y'all got to hire these people. Like, get them hired, because they got more love and passion for this field than some of the fucking pricks I've seen. And it's crazy. Like, there are some assholes out there. And I don't care if mom yells at me right now. I don't even know if she's watching right now, but there are some serious assholes out there right now that are a serious detriment to our industry. And I would love to see you, Andrea. Actually, Mrs. Harvard just got a teaching assistant job. That's right. And so many others. Just make it big, man. Just get your foot in the door somewhere and be able to prove you belong. I mean, I already know you belong, but fuck it, let's get you a job and you can sit there and say, fuck you, homie.
yeah, man.
But there was one more topic, and actually, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got to look at my thumbnail right now and figure out what it was. Time management. That's right. We've talked about it before on this show. Time management. I gotta ask, because my time management is a little bit different than everybody else's. How do you manage your time between working full time, studying, and being a full-time father and husband?
Late nights, early mornings. So with my job right now, it's a 1099. It's 100% commission type deal. So really, I make my own schedule. It's difficult because it's life and health insurance. You know, people don't want to talk about that. So it's not where I need it to be right now. You know, I do have other income that's coming in, so it just gives me time to really focus on what I need to focus on and not really worry about things that I can't control. So my days typically start around 6:30. I get up around 6:30. Any days that my children have school, I get them ready for school or whatever. At a point in time, we had to actually homeschool our children because for people that's not been homeless, when you register children for school, they want like addresses and they want bills and all of that stuff with your name for proof.
All the stuff that you can't prove, which is
right.
Complete bullshit. Yeah.
So I couldn't. So I had to take them out of school. Let me go back. So me and my family, we homelessly moved from North Carolina to Florida. It was me. Okay, so yeah, I left North Carolina because I felt like it wasn't nothing there for me. It was no longer. I was born and raised in North Carolina. I even ended up in North Carolina when I went to the military. So me and my wife decided to leave. Yes, we were homeless at that time. Again, I wasn't poor. I just didn't have a home to stay in. So we left, came to Florida, and things got worse. but I didn't give up hope or faith. I didn't give up works. You know, like I said earlier, faith without works is dead. Like I didn't let my work ethic just diminish. I managed my money that I did have. A lot of times we would just sit up and look at our account, say, okay, well, look, we can stay here for a couple of days and then we'll leave and it'll get us to the next month. For those of y'all that's trying to figure out, well, how has he got money? 100% from the VA. That's how. So I get it. You know, that helps me sustain myself and my family. So we will have to essentially budget at the very first part of the month, whether it's food, stay, gas, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's what we would do. So we did that, and then what I did was I said, okay, Now I need to figure out how I'm gonna go through this training because like I said, in January, I had just got my license. So now I'm going through training. I got like 2.5 months of training that I have to go through with the insurance company to get, get trained on all of the software and all of the stuff that they use. So we're still, I'm still in school, still homeless, you know what I mean? And I'm in training. So I'm in training unpaid. I'm unpaid because it's 1099 and it's 100% commission. So I'm not doing anything to bring anything besides my VA benefits per month into the house. So I'm very like tight on money. But my typical day. So I said that to say this. I had to take my children out of school and homeschool them for that duration of time that we were homeless until we got to where we are now. Then I got them enrolled in school. So typically I wake up around 6:30 in the morning, get my children ready for school. My oldest two, they have a bus. My youngest two, they have to get taken to school. Obviously my wife is pregnant, but I don't put that stuff on her anyways. I'm an early bird. She's not. We make it work. I will take the kids to school. I'm up early anyways. Why not? But I get up, I get everybody prepared, get out the house, get back, and I'm just right to what I need to do. I already know at night when I'm going to bed, I'll prepare for what I'm doing the next day. So again, from I would say about 10 o'clock to be exact. So getting my kids ready for school, getting them to school, back, eating, making sure my wife is good, seeing if we have any appointments or whatever, scheduling for that in between the time that I'm studying. So from about 10 to her first break at 1 p.m., she does work from home. From her first break, I'm locked in. I'm doing schoolwork, I'm doing self-studying, watching videos, that type of thing. Then from about 1 o'clock, I'll take my break where for like an hour. And then what I'll do is I go into my insurance stuff. So I do insurance stuff from about 2:30 to about 4:30. And this is just me kind of going over, product knowledge, using my different monitors, because now I got my workstation set up. I'm able to, work a little bit different. So I just practice my craft for when I'm presenting people because it's remote. So I just practice my craft from about 2:30 to about 4:30. Not too long, about 2 hours, because I know it. I just want to keep my game sharp, because I'm not currently like out there. Like I'm really focused on this. I'm really focused on my studies for school. Getting my certifications, things like that. So the insurance is gonna be one of those things where it's
a nice side gig, though. It's a nice side hustle because
that's the word. It's a side hustle.
And people get mad about that. And look, I'm not knocking a side. This is mine. I don't make any money from it. I'm a broke motherfucker when it comes to this show. But it's one of those things that, like, I don't do it for the money. I do it for different reasons. I do it for you. I do it for Andrea and Misha and Mrs. Tarver and Carrie and everybody else has been on the show. Like, this is who I do it for. But, it's one of those things where, like, the side hustle is good as long as you're not burning the candle at both ends. Now, until you get to where you want to be, it's going to feel like that. You're going to burn out. Eventually, it hits everybody because you don't recognize it. What I love, though, is that you recognize your time management. You learned it enough to be like, you know what? All right, I'm going to dedicate these hours to this, these hours to this, and these hours to this. And the rest of the time is for family. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to work. My dumb ass didn't do that. From my time in the Army up until 2020, every day, all day was all work. My wife ran the show. Hell, she still runs the show. I ain't going to lie. She makes the rules. I like to say I make the rules, but bullshit, she runs this house. If not for her, this house would have fallen apart long ago.
I'm actually the opposite, man, to be honest. Like, and I like it that way just because of, I have a lot of sons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got 5 boys. All my kids are boys.
Wow.
And I'm the asshole that's just kind of like, I'm gonna give you whatever you want and be there, but I want to show you good work ethic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I should really be there for my kids. But between the Army and then here and like just burn it, like seriously trying to build this brand. I haven't been there for my kids like I should have. Like I'm there for my kids because I work from home, but I'm not there for my kids because I work from home.
Like, I definitely get it. But I got a plan. I already got a plan for my son, my oldest son. He'll be 15 next year, but
dude,
this year
we need to get together.
I'm cool.
My oldest will be 15 in May.
Yep.
We need to get together because our kids need to hang out. Like we need to
cool
make this happen.
I'm that guy, man. I'm that guy, man. I'm telling you.
We'll talk offline. Me and you, we need to hang out because I think me and you will drink together. Our kids will have fun together.
I don't drink, but I will.
I'll give you a water, like shit. Water is still a drink. I'll give you a Mountain Dew. What do you want? I got you, homie.
But look. So my 29th birthday, I tasted my first thing. I guess you could call it alcohol. It was like wine.
Hold up, your 29th birthday?
20. Wait, was it last year or was it?
Oh damn!
It might have been 2 years ago.
It was. You are definitely not a German leprechaun like I am. I grew up with this shit. You definitely did not. So you're right. At your age, if you're just tasting it that late in life, it's fucking disgusting. I ain't even.
Yeah, look. So I've never had like beer or anything. Like I've only had wine. I've tasted like wine. I haven't been like and I'm not big on it, you know what I mean? But
I get it. You were an athlete like I was. I get it completely.
And I grew up around it, man. I grew up around it abusively. So it was like, yeah, I'm definitely not doing that because it's I'm not trying to see myself in that situation. So yeah, it's a reason behind it. But you know,
I'm gonna get real with you, Nigel. I'm gonna get real with you because and everybody who's watching right now, my family is the same way. No, not necessarily abusive. Well, I didn't grow up around the abusive part of it. Some others did. But my family is definitely not the best to drink. If you do not recognize the signs, it can get very bad. 2 weeks ago, for anybody who knows me or listens to my podcast, knows I dealt with a lot of shit and I got really bad. I was drinking a 12-pack a night plus. It was my wife who put me in line. So for those who don't think it can't get bad, I don't care who you are. I've been able to drink on this show, and I've done it every week. Anybody who watches this show knows every week I put back quite a few. But it always ends with this show, and it doesn't carry forward. I get real because depression, anxiety, and so many other factors can come into play. And in this career field, it can come into play. So if you have an issue within your family where you know it's genetic and you know that shit will carry forward, you better recognize the signs because it was my wife that put me in line. Without her, I'd have been gone. Just putting that out there. I love this show. And I'm sorry, it's normally fun loving. But to talk about it, on your point, growing up around it, my family always loved to drink. That's where I got my first taste of it, was with my family. And it wasn't until my wife put me in line that I was like, I'm done.
Nah, fun fact though, I got a taste of it, and then my pops on his last year's birthday, he let me try some stuff called Crown Apple.
Oh man, that's a good shit.
And then on my birthday in April of last year, he gave me a whole bottle, right? So
you're not a drinker though. Why give you a whole bottle?
Exactly. But look, man, when I say I knew that I was in Hell's Kitchen or something, man.
Yeah.
The entire bottle, like every night, I would be up and I'll be drinking it. And it got to a point where I'm like, wow, I looked in the mirror. If I showed you my ID, look, man, like this is how bad it was. Let me show you the picture of it. Like it was bad. At a point, like it was this bad. Like I don't even look the same.
Dude, that is not the same guy.
You see what I'm saying? Like I was it was crazy, man. Like I was losing it. I literally was losing it. I was losing it. I was in a very. It was wild.
That's vital, though. That's vital to talk about. You've seen my post, Nigel. I've tagged you in my post. You know how big mental health and all these things are to me, and understanding that, like, I do alcoholism and alcoholics run in my family. I've always been a very outgoing, like, if you get me in a party, we'll drink, we'll throw back, we'll have a good time. But it wasn't until I started working from home that it was like, I'll have 2 or 3 a night. Actually, that's a lie. In the Army, I did it too, but that's because we're a bunch of drunks in the Army. But besides that point,
everyone, always be drinking.
Right, man. 82nd. Look, I'm sorry, Nigel. If you didn't drink in the 82nd, you were definitely the outcast. Most definitely.
100%. 100%.
I go to the runs on Monday morning, still drunk.
Hey.
But I say that because, like, I'm a German leprechaun, right? Drinking's in my blood. Like, I got more alcohol than I do blood in my system. But, you know, you got to recognize the signs. And there's times I recognize it, but I don't want to face it. And so in this industry, we have a lot of depression. We have a lot of burnout. We have a lot of anxiety. We have a lot of just so many issues because we're introverts. Not all of us, but many people have these societal issues within cybersecurity and IT. And if you don't recognize that, and if you go to drinking, if you go to alcohol or drugs or smoking or whatever, mind you, I love my alcohol. I love my nicotine. Don't get it twisted. But I still recognize the signs.
Yeah.
Now, it isn't until life hits me in the face that I fall flat. But that's why I have a support system. That's why I have people like Misha and Andrea and even Jason and everybody else that I go to when these issues occur. My wife, she'll be the first one to smack me and be like, look, what are you doing? Not what I should be. But that's the thing. Like, you got to have that support system. And without it in this industry, you're going to fall on your face. You're going to get depressed. You're going to get burnout. You're going to have anxiety because the job just is going to burn you out in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, it'll burn you out. And that's why I love your time management schedule. And I love the fact that you're not an alcohol. You don't drink alcohol because knowing what you just said, you'd fall into a circle like I've fallen into, and you don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, I know. I seen it coming, man. And it just, I don't know. It just took me seeing myself. Like I'll be down, I'll be drained. I'm low energy, low vibrational. That was me. I was low vibrational, but I didn't project it on other people. I just kind of stayed secluded.
Felt it.
You know, You know what I mean? I'm always big. Like, people always tell me, you know, I wear certain things. Like, they say, you know, I tell people I'm going through something. They say, man, you wear it well, you know, because for one, like I said, I have sons, so I can't let them really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
My oldest is the only one to see me when I'm messed up. When I'm feeling some type of way, my oldest is the only one to ever see me that way. And that was when my brother from the Army and my wife, they both had someone pass the same day. I couldn't be there for my brother, and I had to be there for my wife. So, yeah, like when you feeling some type of way, like you try to keep that from your boys. Like you're like, I can't show my sons this. I can't be weak. I can't show emotion. I got to be strong. I got to be the rock. I got you, Nigel, man. I've been there. I do that for my family all the time. Like, that's how we are.
Yep.
And my wife yells at me. My wife's like, what are you dealing with? I'm fine. You're lying. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. No.
Yeah, I don't even get those, man. That's how much I just, you know, I'm gonna deal with it internally. You know what I mean? Like it was a point in time where I didn't deal with it like this. I was a very vocal, very like, if I'm out, don't say nothing to me. I was that kind of guy, but I mellowed down a lot and understood, okay, look, you know, you're going through some things. talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. I fellowshipped a lot with in discipleship. So, I
Yeah.
talk to my apostles or people from the church, and not to get in any of that, but that's what I did.
No. But it is what it is. Like, you got to talk to people, regardless whether it's faith based or your own personal life, your family, your friends. You got to talk to people about what you're dealing with.
Yeah, and then my apostle passed away last year, which I was actually going to be leaving right after this. I was going to be leaving and heading back to North Carolina, to Charlotte for a funeral. So last year, my apostle passed away April 12th. And then my mentor, a guy that, he always has a place in my heart forever. Because when I was in high school, the church we started going to, the preacher was my teacher back in 2008. And I failed a class my junior year, and I was getting highly recruited. I was getting, recruited by a lot of big time schools. And in order for me to go to the 12th grade, I needed to go to summer school. The school was called Evelyn Mack. It was a summer school program. And it was like $796. And my teacher, Mr. Tyrone Miller, he said, if you come up with half of it, I'll pay the other half. And
Nice.
and when like a week, I came up with like 300 and something bucks. That's all I could to get up. I'm like 17 years old, 16, 17. Right. So I told him I got it. He ended up paying for the whole thing, and it did something to me. I was like, what? Like, he just wanted to see that I took the initiative to actually to do it, and
because it meant something to you,
right?
And that's what people don't realize, right? So Nigel, when I talk to you about network, when I talk to Andrea, we got Bill Eck here in the chat. We got Misha here. We got other people. Kev Tech is probably busy, but he's usually in the chat. And here's the thing. It's not about, how do I put this? It's not about what you can give. It's about your willingness to give. It's about the fight that you have in you. So here on the show, I call people warriors. To me, Nigel, you're a warrior. You're a fighter. You're going to go there. You're going to work for it. You're going to get everything you can. That's what matters. Those people that are looking for handouts, like, oh, I did this, I should get whatever No. I want you to fight for it. I want to know this means something to you. And to you, that class meant something to you. And your teacher saw it.
And he's seen it, man. And that's the crazy thing. This was 2008. And 2018, we reunited. He had become a preacher. At that point in time, he invited us to his church. We had went, a few times, but I had a home church. 2022, my apostle of our home church, like I said, he ended up passing away. And I called him and, told him, because like I said, he's a preacher now. And, he gave me some encouraging words and things like that, invited us out to the church again. And like things just started to come full circle at that point in time.
Yeah.
And so we back in we're in the same house, of the Lord, and we're worshiping together. We're doing a lot of things. He's the preacher. He owns the place. But this man is the most giving dude in the world. Like I've never met a guy like this dude. He's a multimillionaire outside of church. He don't make his money from the church. In fact, he don't even care about offering and things like that. He really don't. Like, he buys like truckloads, 18-wheelers every week. He buys truckloads of products from liquidation warehouses, returns from like Walmart's, Target's, Amazon's, things like this, and gives them away. He gives them away like all the time, every single week. And
that's vital, because he's giving back to the community. And we don't see that. I'll be honest. I've not seen that in many churches. As we know, church is more Christianity than anything. I don't bring religion into a lot of things, but I will say this. I don't see that very often in any type of church.
Let me tell you this, though. Let me tell you this. Me and my buddy, Dominique Brewer, we started a football organization. He has a Brewer Sports Foundation that he uses sports to capture children, right? He started it last year, right? Nonprofit.
What's the best way? What's the best way?
Watch this though. So the same guy, Mr. Tyrone Miller. We were starting a football team. It's a $37,000 startup. Like we did.
Yeah.
We're looking at equipment. We're looking at field. We're looking at insurance. We're looking at different traveling to different locations. Things like all of that is in consideration. So I say I want to set up a meeting with Pastor Tyrone Miller, and we go sit down with him. And now this saying, it's always the first. We'll use 100,000 or $1 million. It's always that first 100,000 or that first $1 million that's the hardest, and then everything else after that just comes comes with ease. But in this case, it wasn't 100,000. It wasn't the amount it wasn't the entire amount, but the first check that was written to us for that organization came from this same man. He wrote us a $3,000 check within a couple of days of us sitting down, telling him our plan for the football team, the Brewers Sports to Capture Foundation, the mentoring program that we would have within that, and the things that we wanted to do to help give back and to help to bring these children that we were coaching out into the community to help others that needed the help. And he was the first guy that wrote the first check for that organization. And then from there on, man, when I say it went crazy. Like, it's on my social media. A lot of the football stuff is on the social media. You'll see that the program it's big now. In 1 year, we've scaled that program to.
But here's the thing, right? It takes a village. It takes a community. It takes a tribe. However you want to think about it. I don't care your faith. I don't care your spirituality. I don't care your religion. I don't care. I don't care. At the end of the day, cybersecurity is a community. We will ostracize, we will exile those that are gatekeepers. We will exile those that are not good for the community, and they will be blackballed. It happens. But the same thing goes in society. And Nigel, you have touched upon a point that is vital. Because regardless of anything else, this man looks out for you. He looks out for what you're trying to do. And the biggest thing is the kids. Now, I try to reach kids in cybersecurity and in everything. And I got to tell you, they know about stuff that I never knew about as a kid. I have talked to high schools. I've talked to middle schools. I've talked to elementary schools. These kids know things, and I'm just like, you probably shouldn't know that at your age, but okay. So, like, reaching the kids is vital. My kids don't play sports. I got to actually get a few of them into sports. They did taekwondo. What you're talking about, that football program and the way coaches can reach kids is so vital. So vital. Because in cybersecurity, sports will actually give you better skills than not doing sports. Because when you don't do anything athletic, if you don't interact with people, that's that introversion. That's that I don't want to work with people. I want to hide behind a computer screen. I want to hide. So what you're doing with your boy is vital to society, vital to kids, and vital to everything else. And I 110% support it.
Can the team for anybody that's in here, it's called the Carolina Rams. You can Google them. You can go to carolinarams.com, whatever. You can find them. If you
Do it.
Donate or, just reach out, talk to the coaches, let them know, hey, Nigel came on the show. He let us know about your program. Sounds like
you said carolinarams.com. Yep. I just put that shit in chat. Fucking go there. Yep. But no, Nigel, it's been great. So look, I'm gonna put you on blast. You're gonna be the sole person on the screen. Sole person. I want you talk as long as you want to, give you advice to the community, to newcomers, to CISOs, to directors, whatever you want to do, you got the floor. Go for it.
First and foremost, I want to thank Derek for having me on the show. Secondly, guys, we all go through things in life. It's not about, staying down or how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you're going to get back up. You want to always get back up, one more time than you fall down. Manage your time, write down your goals, put a time stamp on it. What else we got? Love everybody. Seriously, man. Love everybody. Don't judge people. Get us entry-level people in there, man. Give us a shot. With the eager ones. Shout out to Kevin Apollinero. I don't know if I said it right, but he's on LinkedIn, and this guy is a guru. He's an advocate for getting us, the ones that want to be in the field, get us in the field. All right. Again, thanks to Derek and CyberWarriorStudios. Andrea, I want to give you a shout out too, because she's super diligent. That lady is on point. You know what I mean? The first day we connected, I got like 1,000 links in my DM. I'm like, all right, I like this. I like this. But yeah, man, take care of your children. Take care of the children in your village, whether they're yours or not. The children matter. They're our future. Be open-minded. You know what I mean? Go out there and get it. If you want it, go get it. Don't look for a handout. Network, but don't look for a handout. Always look for something that you can offer. What do you bring to the table? Whether it's you being able to motivationally encourage somebody to do something, different, to see things a little bit different than maybe that they've seen in the past, and just have heart and confidence. That's me. That's literally the homeless guy that just had faith and heart that something was going to work out, and it did, but not without my work ethic. So you get me, you get a guy that's I'm going to work. I can read, I can articulate, I can write. I got a couple projects that I've worked on. I'm a self-starter. I'm motivated, and I also motivate other people. One day I have a platform and I will be probably one of the greatest. Now, I'm not going to be a motivational speaker. I'm not, but I'm gonna be a person that loves people, man. I'm a man of the people. That's all I got. I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of my word. So I appreciate it.
Dude, you are a man of the people, and you are definitely motivational. Look, I gotta say this about you, Nigel. You are absolutely amazing. You offer so much, not just to the cybersecurity community, but to humanity in general. The fact of the matter is, anybody would be lucky to have you. Anybody would be lucky to have someone that's willing to research, learn, grow, not only as a person, but within the community and within the career field. So, for all those watching, if you have not shared this, please do, because Nigel needs to be seen, just like every other guest needs to be seen that has been on here recently, because they're all amazing. But Nigel, by far, the fact that you have put aside the fact of homeless and poor, two completely different things. Just because you're homeless doesn't make you poor. Look, I'm 90%. I got you. I know exactly where you're coming from. My brother is a hunter. I know the difference, and it's a lot, actually. But at the end of the day, you have so much to offer. You have so much to offer the community. Misha, who is in chat on YouTube, you know what? She's absolutely right. There are too many stereotypes going around. You, my good sir, please keep bringing the positivity, the education, and the knowledge to LinkedIn and all your social media that you're involved in. You're absolutely right. Andrea shares so much good shit. I just can't even deny it. Like, I see it all the time. She's always doing it. And the fact that she sent you stuff just in DM, look, man, go with it and run with it. Otherwise, look, this has been another amazing episode of Security Happy Hour. I am your host, the Cyber Warrior. This is my amazing guest, Nigel Johnson. We talked about a lot of shit tonight, and we talked about a lot of personal stuff tonight. And I hope you all got something from it, because not all paths are the same. Not all journeys are the same. We all do something different. and all find this career field and all find our way in life differently, which is what Nigel was done. So, for all those out there, please have an amazing Freya's Day. Have a great weekend. And I hope you all had a few drinks for me on this amazing St. Patrick's Day.
Just to,
So,
you know.
Look, Nigel, I've had quite a few for you, homie. We're good. That just kind of spilled out. But otherwise, look, hey, y'all take care. You have a good one. Nigel, I'll talk to you in the back here in a minute. I love you all. Take care and have a blessed Freya's Day.